everyone, Garfum here with a guide on XP farming for patch 2.3. So first I'll be talking about the changes made to XP gear and the changes made to greater rifting. And then I will talk about the group setup you'll want and the greater rift levels you want to run on and the timings you'll want for those. First off, the changes made to XP. So in 2.3, any bonus XP you get is now divided amongst your whole group, as compared to in 2.2, where any bonus XP was only applied to the individual. It's now applied to your entire group. The next change was the change to Greater Rifts. Greater Rifts no longer require trials, which means you no longer upgrade your key levels. There is one generic key that everybody gets, which also means you can no longer recycle keys and use one keys off of a leech player. So with both of these new changes, what that means is you can have more than one person run XP gear in your group, which raises your entire group's experience gained. So now that you can no longer recycle keys, you need to balance doing the rifts fast while also doing them to their utmost efficiency. This means you're going to be doing higher greater rifts than you used to, but at a little bit slower pace. So ultimately, you're going to want to aim for a greater rift that you can finish fast in 7 to 8 minutes. That means you'll be doing it at a high enough greater rift level to be getting the most XP while still completing it fast enough. So now onto the compositions of your 4-man. Now, most broadly, you'll need 2 XP people in the group and 2 DPS people. So you can do this with any classes you really want with 2 XP and 2 DPS, but there's obviously some classes that are going to do it more efficiently than others, and I'm going to list those now. And any of the setups that I explain, I'm not going to go in super in-depth, but you can find almost all of them on Diablo fans, and I'll be making videos on the ones that I use at a later date. So for the detailed groups, for supports, there's pretty much no variation for the best setup. You're going to want a healer monk and a pull barbarian. The healer monk will basically be taking life per second gear, 4 piece of Inas, and then XP rings, and one of the XP sets that doesn't interfere with Inas. And they will focus on keeping the group alive. The pull barb will be using wastes and borns and Bolcathos weapons. They're focusing on helping the monk pull things together and also keeping people alive with an ignore pain buff. And the barb will wear 2 XP rings, and both the monk and barb wear Leoric's crowns with rubies in them. Now onto the DPS setup. So there's a little bit of leeway here, but not much. Your first option for a DPS character is a Hammer of the Ancients Barbarian. So this setup works by taking the 6-piece Immortal King set and a Barbarian weapon that increases the Hammer of the Ancients damage, and bracers that increase the Hammer of the Ancients damage. And basically this barbarian is going to be going mostly damage and just enough survivability so that the monk and support barbarian can keep them alive. Next up for DPS is a Helltooth Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor will be running all the bonuses from Helltooth and spamming their firewall, along with a mask that makes clones of them that will also spam the firewall with them. This gives super high DPS and just melts things. The only drawback is you'll get a little bit of lag if there's only one Helltooth Witch Doctor, and currently if you try to run 2 Helltooth Witch Doctors, you should see some really awful lag problems. So that's the drawbacks, but they do provide insane DPS. Next for DPS is the Juliana's 6-piece monk. Basically, they just run Juliana's, Fist of Az, and the Lion's Claw. and just DPS everything down with their Julianas and Exploding Palm procs. And lastly for damage, also another monk one is Sunwuko's Exploding Palm monk setup. So for this, they'll take Sunwuko's, and they'll be holding, ideally, a furnace, an ancient furnace, and then they'll have a Fist of Az cubed, and what they'll do is apply cold exploding palms on everything they can, and also wear Gundo gear, and just apply all their exploding palms, and then the other DPS in the party will focus on killing the pack. Once one monster dies and applies the exploding palm, the entire group should drop, because the Sunwuko's EP will provide huge crits, upwards of 50 billion. So that's the reason for running that. The drawback is they're not constant damage. It relies on another DPS to proc their damage with it, so it's a little bit situational, but it's extremely effective with high density. So lastly, after all that, what I think is the fastest and most efficient setup for your 4-man group is going to be a Pull Barb, a Healer Monk, a Sunwuko's Exploding Palm Monk, and a Hammer the Ancient Barb. The only downside to this is that the Hammer the Ancient's Barb is going to basically be the only one damaging the Rift Guardian, which could slow you down. However, the efficiency of clearing high density mobs before getting to the Rift Guardian should make up for slowing down at the Rift Guardian. So guys, just an overview. You want 2 XP characters in your party and 2 DPS characters, and you want to hit between 7 and 8 minutes on the highest grift level you can do, and preferably use one of the setups previously explained for the most efficient clearing. So guys, I hope you found that information useful. If you liked the video, I would really appreciate you leaving a like down below. If you are interested in seeing more content, I'll be releasing more guides in the future, so make sure to subscribe. And good luck farming, and have a nice day.